What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jet Ski Chuck back with another live video. Today's video is disturbing TikToks that gave me goosebumps. Oh boy, y'all better lock in. While we wait for everyone to get in here, let's go ahead and roll that intro. You better lock in and buckle up, bucko, cause you're in for another creepy and scary TikTok reaction video. If you haven't already, please slap that like button. And remember, keep your head on the straight. Swivel on these creepy, disturbing, shocking, weird, bizarre videos that might keep you up all night.
My son, be not afraid.
Hyper mode, activate!
Chuck, pull back now.
Going into the outer lands. We have to figure this out.
You must stop Jet Ski Chuck.
No, there's no turning back. We have to do this. North Pole dimensions are open.
Etheric boosters are set to maximum capacity.
7,
Activate quantum mode.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Are you
1.
Welcome to Dark Waters 9.
I think I lost him.
Jet, are you there? Dark Waters 9 has reached critical levels. Jet, ski truck order. Multiple high-level demons coming your way. Oh no! And the gun!
Witness me! Perfect. Mission complete. Send the ship.
Copy that. Space Wing on the way. Estimated arrival time 5 seconds. Activating transmission ether beam.
Welcome back to another creepy and shocking reaction video. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Today on these disturbing... What was that?
Warning. Jet, we have to go quantum, or we will be sucked in by the black hole. Warning.
Activate evasive maneuvers and go quantum as soon as possible.
Hyper mode, go!
I can't hold it! It's too much! It's too much! I can't hold it!
Warning, Jet, we are to darken these waters. Turn back.
Jen, this is the best information we've got in weeks. The Leviathan fragments seem to be responding to this particular area. Command, this is Ace Leader Jet. Do you read? Over. Command, this is Ace Leader Jet. I am experiencing several different anomalies on my sector. Do you read?
Copy, Jet. High-level demon straight ahead.
Convert all power to main engine.
Activate evasive maneuvers.
Target locked.
Fox 1, fire!
Command, find me the nearest warp gate. We are not prepared for this fight.
Warp gate coordinates sent to your GPS hyperdrive is rendering.
What's good, everybody? How you feeling? We're on the space bridge right now. Let me know if you can hear me all right. Can you guys hear me all right? Drop where you're from in the comments if you can hear me all right. Mic check. This is a live video. If you're watching this, this is not your normal episode. This is a live reaction when we dig in deep on this channel. You guys already know how we get down. Amanda Gibson with the 20. Let's go. I might have to hit a backflip for Amanda real quick. Hold on. I got you, Amanda. Shout out for the 20. This one's for you. Hey, listen. That was a rough flip. Good looking, Amanda. Starting off the stream hot. You already know. I appreciate that, y'all. How's everybody feeling today? Texas in the house, Georgia in the house, Alabama in the house, Texas in the house, North Carolina. Let's go, y'all. We got a juicy one today. I've been trying to, we've been digging in these damn cryptids, these creatures, man. It's been mind-boggling. Like, I was looking at the vegetable lamb earlier. I still can't get over that, no matter how many times I look at it. Let's activate the submersible and look at it real quick, guys, before we dig off into the main event. You feel me? Activate submersible. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something went off. What's good, Chuck? You ever check out the Extraterrestrial Theory by Mr. Mythos? No, I haven't. But I'm going to screenshot that right now so I don't forget. And we can definitely dig off into that. Sounds extremely interesting, my guy. Huge shout out to Ace. Thank you for that. Yeah, y'all. For entertainment purposes only, do your own research on everything. All we do is just dig off in these waters. That's all we can do. You feel me? So, with that being said, check this out. The vegetable lamb of Tartary. It's just like, here's the embryo. We're digging off in this in dark waters, what was it, 2 days ago? And there's so many creatures out there, mythological creatures. They could be out there. Y'all tell me. UK in the house, what's good, y'all? A zoophyte. Is that the name? Is a zoophyte the name of a plant/hybrid? Hold on, we gotta dig off in this. The plant/hybrid, is that called a zoophyte? What is a zoophyte meaning? Oh, wow. Look at this. A zoophyte. A plant-like animal, especially a coral, sea anemone, or sponge, or sea lily. That is fascinating. Look at these pictures over here. If I can show you. Y'all see that? Like, look at the coral reef. And like, what is this? A hamster? Inside like a flower? This stuff is crazy, y'all. It makes me kind of look at like Venus flytraps crazy too. I mean, not Venus flytraps. What are they called? Giant carnivorous plants. Yeah. They be having some crazy plants. Look at this one. This one crazy little mug. Look, it's straight off of Jumanji. It makes you think, did they really have giant plants like that swallowing stuff? You go to a faraway land, you might need a local guide type stuff. But there was this crazy looking plant that it looked like it had like a girl in it, like a lady upside down. That's how big it was. Giant plant with human. I don't even know if I. Hold on, let me see. Giant plant with human legs sticking out. Hold on, I gotta figure something out, y'all. Here it is. A corpse flower. Look at that, y'all. Sometimes the corpse flower will like split in half. The corpse flower will split in half and it'll look like it's like a pair of legs in there. That's the crazy part. Like a person's upside down. I gotta find it so y'all can see it. Look at how large this thing is. Like you can jump inside that for shelter, damn near. What's good, y'all? Talk to me. Nick in the house. Good evening, Todd. Yeah, man. I gotta show y'all this one flower. That corpse is, y'all gonna be like, what? I might have to do a little bit of digging. Hold on, before I... What is going on here? This just popped up. Stopped into Little Caesars just trying to get a $6 pizza and ended up in a full action movie. Just as I grabbed my order, this furious dude barges in yelling about how I cut him off in traffic earlier. Before I could even respond, he throws a punch, but then out of nowhere, the guy behind the counter jumps over like he's been waiting for this moment his whole life and then just lets him know out of the guy. The guy ran off and the cashier just dusted himself off and said, "Are you okay, man?" He looked at me dead in the eye and said, "This is Little Caesars. We always 5 stars will return." Oh my goodness. That is wild. That is a wild story. I might eat there. I would have to eat there at least once a week. That is crazy. That is a crazy story. But anyways, that threw me off. I got to show y'all this plant. We always hot and ready. That's crazy. What's good, y'all? We be on these waters diving, don't we? I swear. I gotta show y'all this flower though, man. This flower just was like, this is crazy. If I saved it, I don't even think I saved it. I'm so mad. I did not save it. I am heated. Well, I'll try to find it for you guys another time. But anyways, yeah. So I'm like, man, I really wanted to talk about those people with that. I forgot what their names were. They had like a chest. They had like their face. Humans with face on chest. These dudes are hideous. Yeah. I really wanted to dive into these because this is right up that alley with Land of Tartary, to be honest with you guys. I wanted to dive into these, but I'm going to do it properly. I'm going to have some stuff lined up. So this is going to come probably on my next live stream. We're going to dive into these creepy dudes. The headless men. That is terrible. Is this like what, a genetic experiment gone wrong? How did this happen? You know, this gives me Attack on Titan vibes. You know, it's got that language we can't understand. You know, we're going to dive into this next live. I'm going to have that ready for us. So keep that prepared. It was getting late, so I wanted to get on here because I had to see y'all. So, without further ado, let's get to the main event, the Hoover Dizam. You guys seen the thumbnail. So, I want to start off with a couple TikToks that really was creeping me out a little bit before we even get to my boy, My Lunch Break. Huge shout out to My Lunch Break. He's about to really break down the Hoover Dam. But before we even get to that, I got some crazy stuff I got to show y'all. Activate full screen. How you saying? Hoover Dam, Stargate, and Pyramid Theory. Oh, you already know that's right up our alley. Let's dive in.
Just like how they're hiding the secret of the pyramid under the Hoover Dam.
The U.S. government! Which is covering up the truth about the ancient pyramid under the Hoover Dam!
And I just thought how so many of us, including myself, have been focusing so much on CERN. And what if CERN is just basically...
I can't focus on CERN enough, to be honest with you. You know, CERN has been quiet, low-key. I haven't heard a lot about CERN lately, to be honest. You know, I used to go hard on CERN, but it's like they kind of creeping under the radar. Like, what are they doing? How are they infusing this AI and quantum computing now? They trying to siphon the dark matter in different dimensions, trying to lessen the veil. Y'all already know the deal. Don't get me started, please.
We've been gathering an energy source like dark matter or whatnot to open a Stargate. And what if that Stargate is actually the Hoover Dam? And once I started researching this, I found some interesting articles. There's not a heck of a lot of them, but these articles are all talking about how the Hoover Dam was built like a Stargate. So I believe that a lot of people's different research and that this is all connected and culminating together. And if we look at this article, I think this needs to be looked into on a much deeper scale. I just think that there's something going on with the Hoover Dam, and what if what is going to be birthed forth is something that's actually going to come out of that area? What if this also is a large part of a smaller part? What if these archways to Bell that they've been putting up, we don't know what's been constructed inside of them. I do have a video that I'd seen where a person had mentioned that all the arches were built by robots and were all built by machines. And who's to...
What machines? They're all built by machines? That's crazy. Like, what is it? Like Matrix AI drones that fall through with tentacles that's repairing and, you know, those things were creepy.
To say with the weird things that are going on in this day and age of technology and what have you, was to say that these archways aren't going to be dimensional portals put up all over the world for, you know, the armies of the underworld to come forth through, or fallen angels, the dark ones, whatever you want to call them. Whatever's coming through them isn't going to be good, but there's a lot of other stuff that's coming together, and I just believe that we need to be really, really paying attention very closely as to what is going on, and look into all aspects of all things in order to see what the enemy is up to.
You say a portal for fallen angels? Somebody said Transformers. The Transformers definitely had a part of the Hoover Dam, didn't they? What was it, like that cube? It's been a minute since I seen it, but didn't they put like the cube under the Hoover Dam or something? That's a good call. The fallen angels might have made it. That's crazy. I wouldn't doubt it. I would like to see some constructions. Definitely, guys. To go through? What? Here's the statue at the Hoover Dam. Doesn't it give like fallen angel vibes? Look how large they are. It would be even crazier if they had 6 fingers and 6 toes.
I'd actually never heard about any of the odd...
I was saying 1 little piggy, 2 little piggies, 3 little piggies if you couldn't hear me. It could have been 6. But let me go back. Yeah, right here. I don't know if my mic was off, but I was sitting here counting them. Look, 1 little piggy, 2 little piggies, 3 little piggies. It doesn't look natural, y'all. So who's to say? I mean, it's a tight statue, you know. He's got great deltoid formation, got the wings coming right under his rib cage. That's interesting if you really look at this statue. The rib cage is going into the wings, and like his shoulder blades are connected to it, you know. That's pretty cool if you ask me. Kind of reminds me of what was that dude on X-Men? Angel on X-Men. I gotta pull him up real quick. I got to, because that's who he looks just like. Angel, X-Men. Nah, we want the 97. Yeah. Yeah. Do 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 do. He looks just like him, don't he? This one right here, bottom left. I'm telling ya. Keep your head on a straight swivel.
I'd actually never heard about any of the odd edifices and symbolism to be found at the Hoover Dam until I actually never heard about any of the odd edifices and symbolism to be found at the Hoover Dam until I actually happened to visit there myself about 3 years ago. And as soon as I got out of the car and saw the 2 giant angel statues and the star map and zodiac made out of stonework on the ground, I instantly knew it was something I was going to have to go home and look into some more. And of course, when I did, there was a lot of others who had noticed these same out-of-place monuments and symbolism.
Hold the phone. Evans, what up, Chuck? Sending you love, brother. Been a minute. What's up, Rumac? Is Rumac in here yet? Family's blowing up. We expanded, man. I hope you've been good, man. I've been good, man. Appreciate you guys, man. My boy Evans, man. The 1999. Thank you. It has been a minute, but we back on these waters. You already know how we get down.
And in the past few years since, a number of other people have made videos and written articles about the many strange aspects of Hoover Dam, such as the elements of Freemasonic symbolism, famous Illuminati Super Bowl performance, or the rather curious light show that was done on the front of the dam using a German soccer team logo, which, oddly enough, featured a goat and...
That is kind of weird, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all could have any animal. Y'all put a goat? Give me a great white shark, a F-22. You could literally tell the graphic designer to put anything. You saying, let's do a goat. Okay, buddy.
And of course, another theme that has surrounded all the conspiratorial Hoover Dam speculation is the idea of it somehow being a Stargate. And this, of course, ties heavily into the star map there, where it shows Alcyone of the constellation Pleiades. But it's...
Somebody just said R.I.P. Ozzy. Man, I got a crazy story to tell y'all, man. Like, I can't be in 4th grade, and you know, these kids are talking. I don't know how I got into it, but they said Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, man, you hear about Ozzy? Yeah, you know, I heard he bit a head off a bat. I'm like, what? Bit a head off a bat? That is absolutely crazy. So I looked it up not too long ago, and it was like, yeah, somebody supposedly like threw a prop. Like, he thought it was a prop. Like, I don't know if that was part of the act, you know, like it was a fake one and someone actually threw a real one, and he bit into a Slim Jim and he had to go to the hospital after that. Allegedly. That's what I heard anyway. Joe said, clean off. Think about it. You got all the fans in front of you, you know, they cheering. You know, you're going to go full force. You're not going to, you know, gently. He going, you know, that's disturbing, disgusting, diabolical. There's no way.
It's the Stargate idea that has actually really intrigued me here. When examining the monument erected to supposedly commemorate the men who died in the construction of Hoover Dam, many people have spent a lot of time trying to tease out esoteric meaning from the rather Egyptian-looking figure there, and what perhaps is being represented by the water and the sun and everything else. And
you said he got a dove's head too? That is wild. A dove? Sheesh. I struggle biting the head off a dino nugget. You know, I couldn't imagine.
It's real easy to get lost in the minutia of all that, but for me, one of the things that really strikes me is just the simple, rather hidden in plain sight type of message from the whole basic theme of sacrifice itself in the inscription. Now, I'm not saying that no one actually died in the construction of the dam.
That music be hitting it, don't it? Yeah, I be throwing that on because it like makes the mood. Look how serious I be looking, y'all. I know y'all be watching, be like, man, chuck into it, man. It's getting dark. It be getting dark, man. I don't be looking at my face. I be looking at the video, man. Look at that. Look at my forehead. You know, I be really watching these.
I mean, I would actually have a hard time being convinced by anyone that you could even build something the size of Hoover Dam in the 30s and not lose lives. But when you step back and just look at everything that was chosen to be incorporated into a bunch of construction workers, then it's really just bizarre.
Do I dare say they could have found the dam as well?
We go back and take some cues from the many other ancient examples of monolith.
That's a good point. Let's type in some, that's a good point, Chuck. Shadow Chuck. We talking to the ghost of Chuck right now. That's a good point, Ghost Chuck. We in the future answering those questions. Let's see if we can find dam construction. Y'all laughing. Damn construction. Really be watching. Damn construction. What is that even called? What is this video about? Hoover Dam. There it is. Hoover Dam construction. All right, these all look suspect. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Every single one of these looks suspect. Like this one. That looks like it was already there. Does it not? Does it not look like this was already there, y'all? I can't wait till we get to my lunch break. He about to break it down. But you know the craziest part about this one, though? Look at those pillars, though. Those are the same type of pillars that they have in Lake Michigan. Because you know what they say. Don't come for me, man. This is entertainment purposes only. I'm just telling y'all what they saying. Some people say Lake Michigan, man-made. Look at this. This is the Hoover Dam. What did they needed this to make the waters rise? Hold on, bucko. I got time today. I got time today. We're going to show you how Lake Michigan got those same exact pillars we was looking at. The same pillars that's in Hoover Dam, guess what? It's in Lake Michigan. Shalaga. They built Shalaga so crispy, they put a lake up as close as possible. I can't make this up. They broke it up. Water intake station. YouTube called it a water intake station. Wow. Yeah, that's what it's called, a water intake. I appreciate you, YouTube. YouTube kind of helping me low key. All right, let's go to the full screen. Look, you guys see it at the bottom. Water intake. Okay. This gets deep, y'all. It gets deep. Literally. Submersible. Activate submersible. Submersible deep. That's how deep it gets. We need to hop in one of these. If you're new around here, this is called my submersible. This is how we get around when the water gets too deep. I got other stuff too. I got the space capsule when we gotta go in the ionosphere and look down. You know, I tell y'all what shape the earth is right now. Cause I'm up here. Can't nobody see it like me. Like on that Hennessy commercial, I'm really up here. Y'all don't know about the Hennessy commercial. Let me show y'all. Matter of fact, y'all might have to look that up. That might be too hard of a stretch to find. You know what? I'm here. Might as well. A Hennessy. Out of everything though, y'all. That is wild. Look at
Hennessy commercial exposure.
Hold on. Hold on. Check this out.
Water above firmament.
That was me. We just was up there, y'all. telling you, man. Did they break through the firmament or what? What's going on here? That man saw the true shape. That man saw the true shape. We can go back up there, y'all. Hold on, let me find it. Where'd it go? Cha! We up here, y'all. What y'all want? Y'all, I got chips in here. I got whatever y'all want in here. I got chips. You know, I sleep over there. My bed's over there. You know, sometimes we got to be up here. You know, I'm trying to get to the ancestral republic, you know, but I'm a sitting duck out here. Don't move that fast. So I only good for short distances. All right. Now let's get back to this Hoover Dam, Lake Michigan. I'm gonna show y'all these water intake stations real quick.
They went out 2 miles. This is a water intake station on Lake Michigan. 2 miles out, Chicago's the shoreline. As the narrative goes, in 1865, they went out 2 miles and dug through Coffer Dam, 65 feet through water, and then 200 feet through sediment to a tunnel that would go 2 miles back into the mainland. All the impossibilities. But here is the reality. Water intake stations.
This is the Hoover Dam. We were just looking at this. The same water intake stations.
Before the water. Not after. Before the water. And I can promise you, all the different cartographers did not miss the largest body of fresh water on Earth.
Somebody threw us a Hail Mary when they made this TikTok. They said, man, I got something for y'all. And launched it. Look, this is Shalaga. Where's Lake Michigan at? Somebody threw us a Hail Mary.
And with these lakes that are so great required lighthouses, and they are everywhere on the Great Lakes, that none show up before the early 1800s.
Did you hear what he said? Look up a shipwreck on Lake Michigan past 1815. You won't find it, because it wasn't there, bucko.
And through the list of shipwrecks that dot the Great Lakes, the first recorded and documented is the 1816 Invincible.
Listen to the music.
And not one township or settlement around the shores of the Great Lakes are any older than the early 1800s. And you don't find that suspicious. This is a water intake station on Lake Michigan.
Do I dare say it? Don't say it, Jet. Please don't say it. Lake Michigan is man-made. How many other lakes are made by man?
The major space companies, he got some of the Voyager pictures from NASA.
Yeah. It makes you think, what city are you from? What city are you at? Look up the nearest lake where you're at. You know, it's suspect. I'm just going to say that. Wherever you are right now, and there's a lake near you, that lake is suspect, especially if it's a big body of water. I'm just saying.
Monolithic sites built by various pagan civilizations, whether it be the pyramids on the Yucatan Peninsula or the Egyptian pyramids or the mound builders of the Mississippi Valley culture or Stonehenge and so many other.
Somebody asked why would they lie? That's an excellent question, actually. Why would somebody lie if they had the capabilities to build an entire lake? I almost think that they would lie about it because it would show that how good human engineering really was back in the day. Like compared to the stuff we used to do, like building a great lake, that is an extraordinary feat. You know, because then that leads that's like a gateway to the old architecture, if you ask me. So why would they hide if they could build Lake Michigan? That's an excellent question. And the best answer I can give to that is that it's a gateway to looking at the old architecture. Like, it's suspect, and it starts unraveling. Like, it starts, you know, because when you tell a lie, you got to cover it with another lie. You got to cover that lie with another lie. You know, and once you start asking questions, it's like, hold on, man. This ain't adding up. Don't come for me.
Other examples. We can start to realize that indeed the ritual of essentially creates a demonic stronghold in that region, sort of like a spiritual anchor point for the demonic realm that uses the monolith itself as kind of almost like a spiritual battery. And so Tim Bence has traveled extensively, being led by God to find these altars and destroy them and release these areas from demonic spiritual oppression. And he tells the most incredible story about being led by God to Jekyll Island, where the Federal Reserve was created in secret, and learning about the history of the island and how it essentially had a Nephilim tribe living there, which had a stone altar upon which humans were sacrificed. And this altar was, or is, underneath the very house where the Morgans and Rockefellers and, you know, the representatives thereof conspired to create the Federal Reserve. So definitely just go check that out, because it's probably one of the most intense interviews you'll ever listen to. But anyhow, this is the context and the concept through which I believe that the Hoover Dam and all the weird occult imagery and references to stars and angels and weird-looking portal designs in the floors and everything else makes the most sense to be interpreted through. Not in the sense that it's some secret doomsday machine or interdimensional portal device, although it is a machine. I mean, it's a functioning hydroelectric dam. A massive monolith dedicated to the star god Alcyone.
If you interesting theories about the Hoover Dam. We saw how it was connected to Lake Michigan by the, I forgot the name already. What was it called? The water uplifters. But we seen it though, and it's crazy. It's a crazy feat to think about. You know, let me know in the comments below, man. Talk to me. This is live. We interact. What are your thoughts? There's also a pyramid in Lake Michigan. Yeah, I heard about that. Like, there's a Stonehenge at the bottom of Lake Michigan. How crazy is that? So it's like before they started pumping the water in Lake Michigan, like the civilizations, you know, the pyramids was already there, and they probably still intact because water just went on top of it. So not a lot of people could mess with it. And I have heard that Stonehenge is in there too. That's a crazy theory. I love y'all too, man. Y'all making me blush. Y'all gotta stop saying flat. Is it is it flat? Like, yes, it's more than just flat, y'all. It's a realm. Like, I can't exist to y'all when you say flat, like that's like the beginner level. We passed that. We've been on these waters for a minute. Y'all gotta stop saying flat. It's like more like a realm, of all different types of stuff that happens up. Everlasting plane. Say that before you say flat. Y'all gotta stop saying flat. But we rocking together. We're all here, we all rock together. I'm gonna make an airship and pick us all up, and we're gonna go beyond the ice wall. The only problem with that is that I really thought about this, y'all. I was really sitting down thinking about this. I'm like, man, if I made an airship, man, and we did try to go beyond the wall, we sitting ducks, because, man, I love my F-22s. I love going to air shows. Them things are fast, man. They ain't nothing to play around with. We on the airship, we're sitting ducks. Even if I do make one, if I make a cruise ship airship for all of us, to everyone that's watching, we got 637 people in here. Hit that like button and share this video. But if we got 640 people in here, we all jump on the airship. That's like a cruise ship. How many people can fit on a cruise ship? How many people can fit on a cruise ship? Somebody has to ask the important questions, okay? 3,000 to 6,000? Wow. We got plenty of space. Because if we make an airship that is basically a floating cruise ship, and we like, man, we're gone. You know what I'm saying? I get a president approval. Just kidding, man. It's just theories. I'm just kidding. But let's just say I did get approval. I'm like, man, I'm making this airship. All of us getting on it. We're going to the Ancestral Republic. If we keep going straight, this ain't about to be a full circle. We about to hit new land, all right? We charged off the ether. Can't nothing stop us except some F-22s. So as long as we got clearance, we're okay, So I'm just saying, 1,000 people in the airship ain't that much. How many people could fit on an airship back in the day? A crew of 36, 24 passengers, 72. And they was looking like this. Those are old school, man. We about to make a new cruise line airship, okay? If I ever do make it big, I'm not gonna go buy a Lamborghini. I'm getting a cruise ship. An airship we all about to get on. You know what I'm saying? That'll be the first thing, Like, I'll be looking at all these rappers and stuff. I'll be like, man, the first thing I do is make an airship that can be powered in the ether. And everybody, we going to the outer lands, y'all. They got these Lamb of Tartaria out there. We got to go check it out. But it's dangerous, though, man. Like think about it. We really gonna go, though. Say tomorrow, yo, we docking at this mooring station at the Empire State Building. We gotta meet at we gotta meet somewhere to get on the airship, or we just launch off land. I don't know, but think about it though. As soon as we pass that ice, if that thing goes down, that's a wrap. Because unless we in some other lands, so it's a scary thing to think about, y'all. It really is. You got to be on your Admiral Byrd, you got to have resources. All right, y'all. Shout out to my lunch break. Let's see what he's talking about, this Hoover Dam. Can he shed a little light on this situation? What's going on over there? Ice and ice.
(1931 to 1936), right during the Great Depression. The Hoover Dam was created, forming Lake Mead and the largest reservoir in the entire United States, where it submerged multiple towns.
Damn, I like how y'all think. We could just live up there. We low-key could live up there, man. If it's charged by the ether, the airship, and it's like a perpetual energy, like we're flying in the ether, so we would never have to come down. And if you think about it, we're still below the sun, so we can grow gardens up there, y'all. We could really have a community up in the airship and never come down. This might be a possibility. Like a couple videos ago, they had wireless technology that was charging these airships, and we had the patent, like the blueprints, literally. So this is low-key real, y'all. We could really make an airship, man. I'm not playing. We really can make one. And all of us can load up, okay?
Brick and stone buildings and old world structures. Today we're uncovering the hidden history of the Hoover Dam, the submerged town of St. Thomas, and the bizarre symbolism.
Man, I'm about to grab something to drink, man. Y'all catch me up. Let me know what I missed.
Technology that suggests that there's much more to this story than what we've been told. When the Hoover Dam was completed, it formed Lake Mead, again, the largest reservoir in the entire United States. This project submerged 248 square miles of land. This is equivalent to 158,720 acres gone. And all of it is under 532 feet of water, sinking things that would blow our minds today. Exactly like we've shown all over the world, including the town of St. Thomas in Nevada, where in the 1930s, residents were told to sell their land to the federal government. Most buildings were abandoned or dismantled. Why dismantle a building if you're going to sink it anyway? I think all of us can answer that. These buildings were not built with wood, and they were not built with dirt. They were palaces, and they were from the old world. They did not belong in Nevada at all. The entire town was submerged for decades until something happened recently. With record low water levels in this fake lake that they just made. Remember, it's not a natural lake. There was never supposed to be water there. So obviously the water levels are going to go down. And they knew this. And that's why they dismantled these buildings. Because St. Thomas has now reemerged. Visitors today can now walk through the town's ruins. Old roads are now visible. This was one of many buildings, looking mud flooded, of course, and burying a lot of the buildings. And I believe that this is proving that a lot of our map was hit with a lot of water. And this is why we find doors under the ground, where you find windows that look straight out into the dirt, unless we dig them out just like we saw in episode 36. So why did St. Thomas, Nevada, in the middle of nowhere, why did they need all these buildings in the 1930s? How many people were even living there? It must have been a few thousand people to need post offices, gas stations, general stores, homes, and churches, including schoolhouses, where they had just 500 people at its peak. And I was told in schools that this was the wild, wild west, where they had shacks and dirt roads. So why the heck do we have buildings that are built with brick and stone? So many of them that they had to dismantle them before submerging them, because they knew that it would be coming back. And just 500 people occupying the town. This man-made lake is massive. And the Hoover Dam is built with massive underground infrastructure, including tunnels. Of course it has tunnels. It has shafts and chambers, as well as sealed off rooms. It's all blocked off to the public. Dams are a very strange thing, and it's very obvious at this point that they're not just for generating energy or to manage flooding. The Hoover Dam, we are told, had a dedicated ceremony where President Roosevelt gave a speech attended by thousands of people and broadcasted nationally in 1935. Featuring two winged figures, two massive bronze statues that still sit at the site today, right at the base of.
I gotta go see this. I never been to the Hoover Dam. I think my mom said she did take me when I was real young, but I don't remember it. If they still got those statues, I want to see it. I gotta take a picture with it. You guys ever been there? Bro, I don't want to know what's under the garbage dumps. Do you think things live inside Earth? Yeah. You know, I think multiple things. You got Sheol, you got Agartha, you got Tartarus. You know, you got all these ancient structures buried underground. People talk about animals that use, different creatures that use telekinesis underground. Yeah, it gets crazy. You know, I think like the deepest we dug really doesn't really even scratch the surface, you know? Kelly, what's good?
The dam's dedication plaza. I mean, we can just look at this for a second. I think anybody with eyes can figure out the symbolism here. I think we all know which group made this one. You can look right at the floor and you will know. Between the winged figures, the compass rose, the celestial star chart. You can look right at the floor and you will know.
In case you guys couldn't see it.
Between the winged figures, the compass rose, the celestial star chart, tying the architecture to the stars. This is exactly the kind of ritual that they do all the time. This is clear as day now. Zodiac and astronomical symbols. All of this with the date of September 30th, 1935 at exactly 8:56 p.m. Why that time? Why exactly 8:56 p.m.? Where at this exact time, Jupiter and Saturn were both prominent in the sky. Where Saturn, according to this group, is one of the most symbolically loaded planets. And we have talked about this in episode 117. Where Saturn is...
Hold on, did y'all see that? That was a whole skull. That is creepy. To have like this skull in like a dress, it looks like. What on earth is going on?
117, where Saturn is aligned with Jupiter.
Oh, the phone. Need another story time book by the fire, Jesky. You don't remember that, Evans. Man, we got a lot of newer people, but let me show you guys my books that I'm going to have to start reading. Shout out to Evans. I was thinking about that now that you said something. Evans, look at all these books. Like, you're right. Because the photos in these books, you know, it talks about the buildings harnessing the ether, just for example. We got Tartarian and the Moors. Where it breaks that down. King Kamehameha. I already know about King Kamehameha. He was in Hawaii. A lot of people don't know about that, man. But that's a whole deep dive talking about the Hawaii Islands and how they got done bogus. The Hawaiians were done bogus. People don't talk about how the Hawaiians were done. They were done bogus. Super bogus. We got large photos of the World Fair of 1893. Look at the botanical gardens that they had back in the day. This is at the World Fair. Look at the greenhouse. You can see the circular dome on the background of these buildings, y'all. Evans, I still got the fireplace. I thought I still had it. I gotta fix it, man. But yeah, I'll get back to it. Look at this. Tell me this doesn't look like the Chicago Field Museum. Man, these books got it all. You want to go beyond the wall? We can go beyond the wall. Talk about the lands beyond the wall. Look. They hiding these lands from us. That's below right South America. This isn't a game. Look at this. How did they build that stairwell back in the day? I don't know. But we can find out. Look at how these women used to dress. They had style back in the day, didn't they? They don't care about Instagram likes. There's some culture behind that. This dress is actually out cold. Y'all see that? That's like a princess in Asia, Tartaria or something. That must be who Solomon got trapped up with. You ain't gonna get me. This wasn't it giving like Princess Leia vibes, you know? Yeah, man, we gotta dive into this book, all types of stuff. The cathedrals. The harmonic resonance of sound frequency. It talks about how they built these. Look at this pool. Oh, that's a pool in Ukraine. I ain't never seen those structures before. Yeah, man, that's a lot. I didn't even get through all the books. Look, I got like 4 more. You know? I need to get a couple more. That hurt my wrist. Then you know I keep these on deck. Can't go wrong with these. And my ISR. King James will get it done though. The good old KJV will get it done though. And I don't read, y'all. I'm not a reader. Like, I got these books, but don't think I'm a reader. Like, oh, he likes to, like, I do like to read. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm not a reader. I dive on these waters. That's all I got time to do.
Jupiter, the supposed king planet. It is interpreted as a cosmic marker of massive shifts in human civilization. This is all in my opinion, and you're free to think whatever you'd like.
No, you good, Evans. I appreciate it. I needed to open those books up. That was good for me, man.
As always, but we're just getting started, especially when you hear that 96 workers died during the construction, with others saying it was many more. And they just weren't counted, with no memorial or plaque listing their names. Again, a ritual, as we have seen in the Ball Cycle, episode 97 and 98, requires sacrifice, where there is a plaque stating that they died to make the desert bloom. Welcome to episode 129 of my...
I just got those off Amazon. Yeah, I just typed on Amazon and, you know, I'll get your guys a link. I'll put together a link on like Dark Waters of all the books I be going through. You know, we'll get it. We'll tighten up. I might give some away if you really want them.
My lunch break. I hope you're all having a great day. And if you're new, welcome. You've probably heard that RFK Jr., known for his sharp mind and relentless energy.
I'm not mad at you, MLB. I'm not mad at you one bit, my boy.
Awesome and helping this channel out a lot. Hoover Dam and possibly other dams that we've seen are much more than what we're told. We know technology is being given back to us strategically over time. We all know that there are things that they found in the 1800s that we have never and we will never see. Thinking energy, frequency, geometry. We don't know what kind of energy is being produced from these dams. Or for what? Are they powering cities, towns, or something else? Are they powering old world technology that is actually inside this thing, where you have symbolism outside, and the symbolism makes no sense for a dam? And we all know that. But let's say that there is a technology inside that needs an insane amount of power that only trillions of gallons of water could produce, where 2.5 to 3.5 trillion gallons flow through the turbines each year at the Hoover Dam. What would this be? We know about CERN. We know they're doing things, attempting to find the God particle in their words, splitting atoms. What do you think they could be doing that we just don't know about? Old world technology that they have found. Dams aren't just powering towns. They're not saving anyone from floods. They're the thing that's actually flooding the place. They don't care that much about us. Trust me. The Hoover Dam, it was funded by the U.S. federal government through the Boulder Canyon Project Act of 1928, where the government still owns it today, where even workers at...
Hey, Tanya, I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
...the dam have said there are places that we're not allowed to go. Sealed off chambers and restricted zones underground. Deep tunnels that are not used for power or maintenance. Is there an old world technology at the site that requires a massive amount of power? If the answer is yes, what technology would this be? Why is this place so symbolic with winged figures outside and all connected to the stars? And it was done at 8:56 p.m. What is going on inside? Again, we have winged figures outside. We see the same type of thing over at CERN, where they have Shiva the Destroyer right out front in the lawn.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Shiva the Destroyer right in the front lawn. I mean, it doesn't... You could put anything there. You could have put, I don't know, a children's park. You know, anything. You put Shiva in Switzerland. Y'all not even Hindu. Why?
For everybody to see. The Hoover Dam created Lake Mead, the largest reservoir in the United States, all connected to the stars, where they needed to do it at a specific time. Was this the time to open the portal? Needing a massive amount of power. Project Stargate. This is a secret U.S. Army program. I need everybody to focus right now. With the Hoover Dam creating Lake Mead, where Project Stargate was established at Fort Meade, where we all know that there are no coincidences. None at all. Project Stargate was operational way earlier than 1978, and we all know it. Its primary focus.
Weren't we talking about Stargate earlier? I feel like we just got done diving from Stargate and earlier on this episode. One of them TikToks hit on it. Now it's time to bring it home.
Was on investigating the potential for psychic phenomena, remote viewing at CERN, to show that this is not shocking at all, and it's a very real thing. At the world's most powerful particle accelerator, they are attempting to find other dimensions, tearing the fabric of our dimension and opening portals. This is in their own words. If extra dimensions exist, they could be revealed at the LHC at CERN. So what is going on in the desert inside the complex of the Hoover Dam? I believe that they are conducting experiments. I believe they have found old world technology inside of that massive complex. And I believe that it had to be all aligned with this place that we live. And I don't think that this is the only one in the world. Where we saw the US government do this in the 1930s, not only building the Hoover Dam, but also constructing the Fort Peck Dam, located in Montana. Doing this one in 1933, where they were possibly hitting multiple locations. We have all heard of the ley lines. Are these all locations on the map that are extremely powerful? Places that they could potentially tear the fabric of where we live? Or are these the places that the old world already did? With Las Vegas, or in other words, Sin City, located right next to the Hoover Dam. So you tell me. Especially when we go back to episode 122. And China does the exact same thing.
I remember that episode. China's trying to hide up everything. They damn near I don't think I could say it. But by this picture, they hiding something. Look at this picture. They hiding something, y'all. Some people say intentionally. They burying it. They trying their best to bury it.
In 1994, possibly playing catch-up, not only are these dams submerging massive amounts of old world sites, incredible buildings that we will never see again, and we have proved this, but the dam itself is a tool, a multi-purpose tool, without a doubt in my opinion. The dams are wiping out hundreds, if not thousands, of old world locations. We have proved this, we've shown this. The one in Turkey is unbelievable. Check that out after this. It's episode 120. Episode 121 is Egypt. Episode 122 is China. And India has one too. It's episode 123.
They trying to hide these ancient world, y'all. Definitely dive into those episodes. I like it when y'all dive into my lunch break because y'all could tell me something that I didn't know. You know, we all on this journey trying to figure this out, man. All we can do is pick up these breadcrumbs. You see they trying to bury it with this water. Man, we got to really go visit these sites, man. I don't know how much longer they're going to be there. You know, we got to, you know, see it with our own eyes.
3. And I did it that way to show that this is not a once-off. The dams are 100% weapons against the old world structures. We've proven that, and it's been shown to a lot of people. And we will continue to do that, but today I want to show that the dam itself is extremely powerful. It is there, and there are things going on inside the complex, within the walls. It has bizarre symbolism. They held a weird ceremony with the president even giving a speech, timing it all up to match with the stars at 8:56 p.m. This is not random. They know something. They have knowledge, and this is what they did. Before we go further, let's take a minute and thank all of our badge members, all of our Patreons, and every single subscriber. And thank you for liking the episodes. When you subscribe and when you like the episodes, it helps all of our badge members.
Yee-hee, 1 year? Man, I've been rocking with my boy for 1 year. Let's go.
All of our Patreons and every single subscriber. And thank you for liking the episodes. When you subscribe and when you like the episodes, it helps push the episodes to brand new people all over the world. There's a lot more on the way. I cannot wait to share it with you all. We are just getting started. We're on YouTube. We're on Rumble. We're on X, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify if you're looking for even more content from us. Again, you know that feeling you get when your coffee actually does what it's...
I ain't gonna lie, that look kind of good. I'm not mad at you though.
This place that we all live are endless. I'm not going to restrict the research to things that we can without a doubt prove. I'm going to continue to ask questions, and I'm going to continue to dig deeper, because this is when we find things. We all have to ask questions, like, what would the government need that much power for? Why are there buildings, places inside this dam that are restricted to even the workers? Why was there a weird ceremony at the dam? Why are there two winged figures sitting outside with Thuban written on the ground? Thuban, meaning snake or serpent. And we all know that serpent represents hidden knowledge. We have a compass on the ground.
Yeah, Pax, you can add me on Xbox. Anybody on Xbox? Add your boy, Jetski Chuck. Marvel Rivals, add me. Jetski Chuck, man, you're right. We got to form a crew and chill together.
In a location of possible sacrifice to turn the machine on. If they were just constructing a dam, none of this would be going on. They would just build the dam. They would never set the dam to a symbolic circle that denotes the 25,772-year cycle. Again, a dam doesn't need Thuban, the serpent star, written on the floor in front of it. They were aligning this machine perfectly, using the Earth as its power source. There is something inside there, and I want to know what it is. An old world technology, something that would blow every single person in the world's mind in a second. This is an old world technology hiding in plain sight. And we know this because we know that a machine needs a source of energy. And you can see how powerful this technology is, just based on the amount of power intake this thing has. 2.5 to 3.5 trillion gallons of water a year. It is a machine. And who owns it? The dam pumps out 4 billion kilowatt hours a year. Sure, it lights up 1.3 million homes, but 4 billion kilowatt hours a year is enough energy to run an entire country. That's 456 megawatts of raw power. This is enough power to run over 6 CERN colliders. This is not just for Vegas. This is not to run the casino lights. And according to the Bureau of Reclamation, usbr.gov, this government page documented and telling all of us that there are more than 3 miles of tunnels, all a part of the Hoover Dam's construction site. And this is what they're telling us. The site remains off limits to the public today. 3 miles. Do you think there's more? The Hoover Dam, in my opinion, is splitting dimensions, and they have been doing this for years. And I don't believe that this is the only one in the world. Not even close. And we are just getting started. I cannot wait to share what we found next.
Man. Huge shout out to My Lunch Break. If you haven't checked them out, please do so. That is an incredible thing he is doing. And oh my goodness. Did you see how he broke it down? He said the Hoover Dam is powering way more than what they think they're powering. What if they're actually open up a Stargate? That would be absolutely insane. All that water rushing through the Hoover Dam. Okay, give them little Las Vegas they power. Get them they power. But let's focus on this main event, this Stargate that's about to bust open. Code word is Stargate. If you made it this far, drop Stargate as the code word. That lets me know you're a real one. You made it all the way through the video. Also, check out your boy. I noticed we got a lot of gamers in the chat. Check out your boy's gaming channel. I might start posting on there, man. Jet Ski Chuck Gaming, Marvel Rivals, you know, we might get it in on there. GTA about to come out, so make sure you following me on those. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss an episode when I go live. Your phone start ringing like, ooh, we in here, you know, we get it in, man. I love you guys, man. And we got it in today. I feel good about this live. This was an exciting one. I really don't want to stop, but it's damn near 12 o'clock. I got to get up early, jump on those waters when dark water is 9. I'm trying to get them boys off early, so y'all know the vibes, man. It's your boy Jet Ski Chuck signing off. I love you guys. We're going to do this again soon. Peace out.